Yes, I'm Conrad King. I'm an adjunct professor at Capilano University in the Department of Political Science. I also have a postdoctoral research project at the Institute for European Studies at UBC, and then finally the director for the European Union Study Tour and Internship Program, which is a pan-Canadian program for universities, undergraduate and master's students across Canada to come to Europe, to the European institutions. And so I'm a comparative public policy scholar interested in Canada and the EU as well as Western European states, but I think more acutely education policy is my research interest. At the secondary level, it's been primarily looking at comparing European systems of education. We think of an education system, primary, secondary, compulsory education as being an area of great national sovereignty. And so the member states of the European Union are quite sensitive to any type of interference from other actors, be they regional actors or the European Union or even subnational actors in this competency. And so at that level I tend to look at compare European states to one another and the effects of internationalization from initiatives from the European Union from the DG Education and Culture, but also from things like international comparative assessments, PISA, TIMSS assessments, these kind of international global ranking systems. So I do look at within Europe quite a bit, but also at the post-secondary level, trying to understand some of the dynamics of higher education internationalization and how those dynamics are different in Canada than they are in a European context. So the latest research project I'm engaged in at the University of British Columbia in their Institute for European Studies is called Near EU. And it's a project that pertains to higher education internationalization with an eye on what's the external dimension of Europeanization in that sector in higher education. So there's been a lot of research, particularly within Europe, on the Bologna process, on the Erasmus programs, what has been happening internally to harmonize higher education, to Europeanize higher education into a European higher education area. What's less understood is the effects of the European higher education area on other parts of the world. So I'm involved in this Near EU research project with a consortia of 7 universities, UBC, Ben Gurion University in Israel is the lead university, as well as universities in Singapore, New Zealand, Germany, Greece, and Slovenia. And what we're trying to assess is this external dimension of Europeanization. We're supported, so I want to acknowledge support from the IES at UBC for this work, as well as the European Commission's Erasmus Plus program has been a supporter through their grant program for this project. And we're about halfway through now. We look to be having some findings and some publications probably late next year.